Welcome to the Recipe Rebellion. I'm your culinary rebel priestess, Rachel Lavoni, and I kick cookbooks to the curb and make you a confident cook by inviting you to unleash your unruly creativity in the kitchen. Are you ready to start the rebellion? Let's get to it. Now, as rebels, I love to party, don't we? I know you do. We are smack dab in the middle of Party Pusher Snack Series. Now, in the previous episode, I unleashed to you my Party Pusher popcorn cooking concept, where we put unruly spices in popcorn, like chili powder, cayenne pepper, in popcorn. Hello? This episode right now is all about sweet treats, and it just doesn't get any sweeter than rich, velvety caramel sauce. Am I right? To make caramel apples with. And just drip over every desire, right? The rebellious part, I'm making it completely without refined sugars. What? Let's start the rebellious alchemy right now. So, like all my cooking concepts, this one came about as a result of craving something sweet, but without the sugar, since we know that sugar is pretty much Satan's cocaine, right? Turning all children into wild, crazy addicts and adults into desperation. Am I right? Well, you've been there. It begins with using what all women love to be on, or want to be on, or want to go on. Dates, right? We all like dates. All right. For this, caramel sauce starts with the sweet velvety texture of dates, and I've got some pitted dates that I'm just going to de-pit here. I'm going to pop them into the Vitamix or the blender. Now, you know me, I don't generally like gadgets. I don't do a lot of gadgets in the kitchen, but if I'm going to have one, it's going to be a Vitamix or a really good blender like a NutriBullet, because that's what I use all the time, every day. But all the other gadgets, you can just skip. I didn't even get a good knife until earlier this year. And when people would ask me as a chef what knife I preferred, I would always tell them it's the one that cuts, really, that you should use, right? So I think that gadgets are pretty unnecessary in the kitchen, and that it's a lot more to clean and to take care of. So I really encourage you to do with what you have in the kitchen, and to skip any expensive gadgets. So I'm gonna finish de-pitting all of these deliciously sweet dates here. Have you guys been on any good dates lately? Huh? Anybody? You can go ahead and use hashtag Recipe Rebellion and report any really good dates that you've been on. Which, by the way, this caramel sauce is actually really good for a date to eat caramel apples with, or you can actually use it to, put on anything you wish. I'm just saying. Okay, let's get these two in there. And how many dates do you want to put in? Well, dates are sweet, so you like really sweet caramel sauce, add a lot of dates. You don't want it as sweet, don't add as many dates. It's pretty simple in the Recipe Rebellion kitchen. Okay, next, I am going to add a nut butter. Do you guys know what nut butters are? You can use any nut butter you want. Here's your nut butter options. I'm using cashew today. You can use almond butter. You can use peanut butter. You can use tahini. You can use coconut oil. It doesn't even you can rebel and not use a nut butter at all. Remember, Recipe Rebellion is about taking whatever I'm making even and making it your own, right, in the kitchen. So I'm going to add some cashew butter in mine. This reminds me of scooping this out. Once upon a time in my journey, I was addicted to peanut butter, and I actually used to drive in the car with a whole jar of peanut butter and just a spoon and just eat it out of. That's my little confession I didn't plan on confessing at that time. This sauce, coincidentally, when I lived in Florida, I launched the first ever Cooking with Kids classes, and it just happened to be vegan, refined sugar-free, and gluten-free. And it turns out, I never told the kids that, of course. And it was so powerful because it turns out, did you know that if kids are actively making the food themselves, that they're 75% more likely to try new foods, and then 50% of them would actually eat it. I mean, how awesome would it be if you could get your kids to eat nutritious foods, something like caramel sauce that's actually good for you, right? It's amazing. Okay, next we're gonna add a little flavor. You can add, I add vanilla, or I'm being extra rebellious right now, and I like almond extract. So I'm adding some almond, a little shish, just a little shish in there, you know, kind of like a little maybe hit of whiskey or vodka for you. Maybe not quite as much. Actually, whiskey or vodka might be good in this as well. Not if you're giving it to the kids, but you know what I'm saying. That'd be a really good rebellious concept to make. Okay, so almond or vanilla extract, or your favorite extract, whatever you want to use. Next, I like to put in some cinnamon into my caramel sauce. All right. We're just going to go ahead and put, well, I think we need to pop the lid on this one. And a lot of people ask me in my cooking classes what kind of spices I like to use. And the answer is that whatever ones I damn well please. And that depends on, I'm not like a brand junkie or anything like that. I literally just like to use what's in my budget at the time. And sometimes if I go on an adventurous into like a spice shop or something like that, I'll get something higher quality. But other than that, I'll just literally use what I have. And that's really what Recipe Rebellion is all about. It's about using what you have already to create something from nothing, because that's how it's going to empower you. And there are always ways that you can rebel. And one of those ways is to try new things, right? So I absolutely want to make sure that you are pushing the limits in the kitchen for yourself. Okay, the next thing we're going to add is some coconut cream. So for this, I literally just skim the top for the nice, yummy, creamy part. This is a coconut cream you buy in the store. Now, when you're in the store, you can buy coconut milk. You can buy coconut cream, which is this, or you can buy like low-fat coconut cream, but you'll want to buy the full-fat coconut cream because that's what makes it creamy and gives it its yummy, creamy fat texture. Something else I also would put in this is coconut oil sometimes if you want it to really, like, you know, really dripping for you. So let's go ahead and give this a twirl and a spin right now, and we're probably going to have to add some moisture to it as we go along. So let's give this a twirl and check it out. You know what I love about this is because the dates already give it like the brown caramel color that it needs. So we're going to blend this all together. Let's kick it up a little bit. You might need to start out a little bit lower and then work it gradually as you move along. And I'm going to add a little bit more liquid. Let's turn this off. We're going to add a little bit more liquid. And really that's what Recipe Rebellion is all about. Since I'm not following recipes and I don't follow cookbooks, it really is about just staying really tuned in with your intuition on how to do something. And anybody can do it. So, and part of it is just getting into the kitchen and just trying new things and having fun with it. Okay? Because trust me, a relationship that you have in the kitchen and how you interact with food and meal times is absolutely going to benefit your life. Trust me. Okay? It's a great investment to make. And recipes are great, right? Recipes are always great for making great meals, but I like to use cooking concept because then I feel like I can cook for life. I can come home after a busy day, and if I'm having like a sweet treat attack, I can make myself something that totally hits that craving. You know what I mean? Oh, which brings me to one of the ways that you can rebel in the kitchen, right? Is about cravings. Most people say to resist cravings. Well, I say rebel against resisting cravings. And I want you, when you have a craving, to dissect what you like about the craving and ask it questions like, is it sweet? Is it salty? Do I like it because it's chocolatey, because it's cozy, because it's comfort food? And Recipe Rebellion says to follow that craving and what you like about it and make it a different way that actually fulfills your craving and your nutritional needs. All right? The other way that you can rebel in the kitchen is many people say to know what you're cooking, know what you're making in the kitchen, right? You want to have a recipe of what you're making in the kitchen. Wrong. When you walk into the kitchen, I want you to grab a pan, I want you to grab an onion, grab a carrot, grab celery, grab whatever it is, throw it in a pan with olive oil, start chopping it up, and start digging ingredients out of the fridge, not even knowing what you're gonna make, because I promise you something will come up. Just throw in some spices to it and let it unfold as you create it. You don't need to know what you're making to start making something extraordinary. As a matter of fact, as a chef, one of the tastiest culinary dishes I've ever made, they come from the unknown. So, all right, we are going to check out our caramel sauce. Now that I've sat here and rambled a bit, I like mine thick and creamy and juicy. We're gonna take our apples here. Look at this apple cutter. Isn't it so cute? I usually don't use one at home, to be honest, but I wanted the slices to be nice for you to see. Okay, and let's see. Normally I'd have a cute little dish to show you my caramel sauce creation, but we'll go ahead and use what we have. I'll use this spoon. Look at this. You guys have got to see what's happening here. Look at this caramel sauce. Thick, creamy, delicious. You want it to be runny like regular caramel sauce, then you just put more coconut milk in it. Or water. You can even add water, and we're going to try it. Oh my God. This is so amazing. Okay, it doesn't have the best presentation right now, but it's super delicious. It's super amazing. And it's something that you are going to want to make for yourself, and you're going to want to make for your kids and your family whenever you guys need a sweet treat in the house. Now, remember, we are at the tail end of Party Pusher Snacks, and this is the second Party Pusher snack that we're in. And right before this, we did the popcorn, right? The Party Pusher popcorn. Right now I'm doing the caramel sauce, and I want to go ahead and keep on watching because I'm going to reveal my Rebellion ice cream made with absolutely no refined sugar or dairy in that. All right? So in the next episode, I'm going to be rebelling against all the dairy sugar cravings that you have, and we are going to be leaving you with all kinds of alternatives to use in your life. Thank you for watching. I'm your culinary rebel priestess, Rachel Lavoni, and I'm wishing you the courage to unleash your confident creativity in the kitchen. Thanks for joining the Recipe Rebellion today, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.